All right, what's up guys? We are back. Today we are doing an install on BCracing Coilovers, and we are doing the divorce setup. So I'll go step by step on how to do this. It comes with the fronts and then the rear buckets and then the rear shocks as well. I got this extra, which is a damping extender, which you absolutely should get if you have a 350Z, because in the trunk it's really hard. There's no way you'll be able to adjust it without taking them out. So this way you can do that. You can adjust them while it's in the car. And then the wrenches, of course. So first, let's get started with not even worrying about this, and let's go to the car. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pop the hood. Of course, you're gonna keep this up, and you're gonna want to get this strut brace off first. And I think it's 14, but I'll get back to you if it's not that. But you want to get those 4. It's gonna be 3 bolts and then 1 nut. And same thing with the other side as well. Like a little clip here, but if you just pull this tab, you'll be able to slide it upwards and then off. So that's pretty simple. This little clip here, you're gonna have to pinch it a little bit, like right here, and then you'll be able to pull it out. Same with the other side. This nut's a little tricky to get to, so just use a wrench for that. The rest I just use an impact for. So yeah, I'm gonna get these clips out, the strut bar out, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, now you're gonna jack up your car, then you're gonna take the wheel off, and then you're gonna unscrew this top hat of your old suspension. So I'm gonna jack up the car, take the wheel off, and then I'll show you then. All right, now that you got your wheel off, everything's all there, you're gonna go ahead and take these 3 nuts off, and I think they're 12 millimeters, but you're just gonna have to see because I've heard that sometimes they might be different. So I'm gonna take these 3 off, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, to make this as easy as possible, you're gonna take this off. For some people, this is a 19. For me, it was a 17. So I'm gonna take this off, and then you'll see the next step. All right, mine took a little bit of convincing. I had to hammer this to actually get this off, but now you're gonna unclip these lines, then you're gonna unbolt the brake line there, and yeah, it'll be easy. All right, so once you get that off, you have brake line free. I think this is ABS line. So technically everything is off of it now. So now we'll move over to the coilover itself. All right, so you're gonna see it's a 17 mil on each side. So you're gonna need like an impact or a socket on one and then a wrench on the other. Once you get that, your strut and spring here are loose. There's one more thing you can loosen, which is that tie rod there. Once you loosen that, this is gonna be a lot more free, a lot more loose, and it's just gonna make your job easier once you're taking this out and putting the new one in. I'll do this crazy setup here. Got the Allen key in the middle, and then a wrench gone down just because of leverage. We just couldn't stop this Allen from spinning. So now with this setup, makes it very easy. Okay, I got the little sway bar end link off, and I just put the little nut back on it just to, keep it there. I had to jack up right here a little bit just to make it straight so it's easy to hammer out. For most of you, your coilover, it will probably be already loose and easy to take out, but mine is not that right now. So another recommendation is to get this on the inside, which mine is already at because I was kind of pushing it in there, but this is kind of what you want to see. So then you can easily angle it out and pull it out. I didn't really record much, but I was just messing with this, the knuckle here, pulling it, and then I could actually just pull the coilover from the tower there. And when you put the new one in, make sure you go in between these 2. So this on the left and this on the right. So you want to just slide it in through there. Alrighty. There's the new boy. Fresh, fresh. All right, then you slide the coilover back in. Make sure you take the nuts off the top of the top hat there. I just left this bolt in, this nut in, because it doesn't really matter. I'm just, you know, just trying to not lose as much as I can. Then you're gonna slide the coilover down. It's much shorter, as you can tell, so it's really easy to get in there. You're gonna slide the nut through, and then the bolt and the nut, and you could just torque that down right now. Then you're set. You're gonna go ahead and slide this nut off now. And then there's gonna be some notches on here, so you want to make sure you line this ABS line up properly, or yeah, so you just want to make sure you have it in the right spot there. You see it kind of wants to hold it in right how it is, like that. So that is what you want. It's kind of hard to see, but it wants to keep it in right here. So just grab your nut, and then I'm just gonna use a socket and a ratcheting wrench for this. You don't want to use an impact to get these ones super tight. All right, I got the ABS, I got these other lines here. Just put it into these notches, super simple. I have this nut on this upper here, but I'm gonna take that off. And then now you're gonna want to get this on and onto there, and yeah, torque that down. All right, had to do this weird Allen key wrench setup again for this top one, but you're gonna wanna fully torque this one down right now. So you got the bottom of the coilover torqued down, and then this, and as you can see, it's still loose in there, so just get this tightened. After you do that, you're gonna wanna try to line up the coilover on the top there by pushing up on this. I'm using one of these little cheap car jacks, and just straightening it, and then just slowly jacking it up till I get it flat up there. So this is a pretty nice method. Then you're gonna just bolt the tops, but I'll show you when I get there. All right, so now once you got it in, I just torque these three down, you know, just go little by little each time to get it perfectly even. They tell you not to tighten down this end link here, but the guys that I'm seeing do that have their cars on lifts, and I don't have a lift. I can only do one side at a time unless I'm doing like jack stands. So I'm just gonna torque this down and then do everything on one side fully done, and then move over to the other side. But as you can see, yeah, that's in there. Looks real good. But yeah, I'm gonna tighten this down. I gotta use that weird Allen key method, and then take this jack off, and then I can put the wheel on and then put it down. But yeah, looking pretty good in there. All right, I got the whole front end done. All right, now I'm gonna show you what to do on the rear. So let's get to that part. All right, for the rear, you're gonna for sure want another jack to hold that spring bucket up while you unbolt the arm, because you don't want to unbolt it, pull that bolt out, and then it shoots out at you. So you're gonna wanna use another jack here. I'm going to take my wheel off, and then I'll show you what you need to do. All right, so now you're at the dangerous part here. You're gonna put a jack here and make sure it's up on this bucket. You could even jack it up just a little bit just to make sure that it's holding it up. And you're gonna grab a 17 on this side, and then a wrench, and just unbolt that. But first, of course, you gotta get this. All right, as you can see, I have the jack on the bucket there, and I'm gonna unbolt this, and that should keep this up, keep it safe. So I'm gonna do that now. All right, once you unbolt this, you'll feel it kind of just like stiffen up a little bit. That is when you're gonna just pull the bolt out. I want to say I had to like thread it out, but it worked well. Then you're just gonna slowly lower this jack, and that comes free. So now I am going to unbolt this, and then those two up there. And then yeah, I'll figure out what's easier to put this one in first or the divorced spring in first. All right, so then once you get that out, and then you get it out right there, you're gonna have to move on to this new part. You're gonna see when you pull the spring out, you're gonna find this. You can throw this away, you don't need that. The bottom one though, it'll be on the bottom of the spring. You're gonna need to take that off and reuse it and put it on the bottom and in there, and that's in there good. Then the top piece, what I recommend is to take the rubber piece off the top of this, and then you'll be able to get it up around all these little hinges here. And once that's in there good, then you can put this in. It's kind of easy to just do one piece at a time. Keep it in there sturdy. Alrighty. Alright, once you shimmy all the pieces in there, like I said, I'd recommend doing just one piece at a time. You know, building it from the top down, building it from the bottom up, because this is pretty flexible. So don't worry about being able to fit the spring in there because it is smaller, so you'll easily be able to pull it down and put it into place. But as you can see, I mean, it's not fully sturdy yet, but it's also not bolted in or anything, and there's no load on it. But yeah, I'm gonna bolt this down here and then move on to the actual strut. So yeah. All right, I once again use this little jack to just hold the bucket to line up the holes, stuck the bolt through, tied it down, and this is a little loose right now, but I'm gonna feel how tight it is once I have the strut on attached. If it's still loose, I'm probably gonna tighten that down just to make sure that I have it good in place. But yeah, time for the strut. All right, so here is the part that I forgot to record last time. But you kind of have to like move the bottom of the coilover like in this area here, and then you could put it up there, and then you can shimmy it to here. It's kind of weird, but it works well this way. So that's how I'd recommend doing it. All right, I've driven the car for a bit, and purposely I drifted it a little bit, drove it aggressive to really set these coilovers. Zero gap there. If you go here, it was like, this is the height that was in the front, so now it's the rear. As you can see,